Man United is swapping their star player for someone who's been warming the bench at Chelsea. What's behind this sensational decision? Real Madrid is ready to snatch Bayern's biggest star for free, and could Lewandowski be following the trend, heading to Saudi Arabia? AMORIMS' rage knows no bounds. Why did the Man United bosses treat him so harshly? And LARPOTA'S new ultimatum for JONG will leave you speechless. How will the Dutch rebel react? Today, we're diving into this and much more. These are the top 10 hottest news right now. So, sit back, subscribe, enjoy, and let's get started. Just when it seems like they've hit rock bottom, Manchester City grabs a shovel and starts digging. Pep Guardiola, who usually keeps a straight face, even in the worst of times, is surely reaching for his stress ball now. The 4-2 defeat to PSG in the Champions League isn't just a cold shower. It's a tsunami that washed away any remaining confidence. What's next? Wait for a complete collapse. City seems to have decided to shake things up and splashed out on new players. Egyptian Marmoush. Great. Let him play. And young defenders Kusanov and Rice. Sounds like a bet on the future. But the problem is that future might arrive too late. The main question remains. Where is the midfield? Rodri is out with a ligament tear and the remaining veterans are like an old Volkswagen. They can start, but slowly and with a groan. Kovacic, Gundogan, Silva, they are all over 30 and it shows. Dynamism, speed, power, barely any to speak of. And another nuance, Gundogan, who returned in the summer, seems to already regret it. Nunes, who was signed in 2023, still hasn't found his place in midfield and is now trying out the role of a reserve right back. Transfer success? Questionable. Meanwhile, Kyle Walker is packing his bags for Milan. You'd think, where else would he go when he's captain and plays a key role in the team? But Walker's form has dipped and age is catching up to him. He's already 34. And what about ambitions? Forget about the Premier League title. Now, just making it into the top 5 would be good. Just to somehow stay in the Champions League zone. City is 5th, but as fragile as a glass on the edge of a table. Newcastle has the same number of points and Bournemouth is breathing right down their neck. Add to that upcoming games against Chelsea, Liverpool and the same Newcastle and the outlook becomes bleak. And if things on the pitch are less than ideal, then off the pitch it's even better. The court case with the Premier League, regarding over 100 financial violations, it's not just a dark cloud over City, it's a full-blown hurricane. Expulsion from the league, it's too terrible to even contemplate. A decision could come in the coming weeks, but the club's nerves are clearly frayed. Manchester City right now is a picture of chaos, injuries, departures, failed transfers, legal battles. And just recently, it was a perfectly old machine. But can a new City be built on such shaky foundations? Or is it time for Pep to consider a career reset? What do you think, folks? Does City have any chance of getting out of this mess? The Frankie de Jong saga is a classic Barcelona story. It's not a club. It's some kind of never-ending drama. From the moment they signed his contract extension in 2020, there hasn't seemed to be a single peaceful day. First, they convinced him to defer his salary. Genius move, right? And now they're demanding he take a pay cut. Of course. Let's just keep coming up with things. Because De Jong is clearly personally obligated to save Barca's budget. Honestly, the guy's got quality. But here's the problem. On the pitch, he's far from the superstar they envisioned when signing that new contract. Hansi Flick seems to have brought some stability to the team, but in his system, Frankie hasn't become an indispensable player. If you're not key, how can you justify asking for a salary of £300,000 a week? Do you think Barca's management is sitting and crying over their calculators? Frankie is now under significant pressure. He's under contract until 2026, but Laporta has issued an ultimatum. Either extend or goodbye. And here's the problem. Frankie doesn't want to lose his money, and the club, their financial stability. But do you seriously believe anyone's going to make concessions here? And then, Manchester United's name pops up again. True. With a contract like that, Barca will definitely want to demand a hefty sum for him. But where's the guarantee that United will agree? Or maybe Barca will hold on to De Jong until the last moment, until he leaves as a free agent. Genius strategy, right? But here's what's interesting. Recently, rumors were circulating that Frankie has fully recovered from his injury and might be able to return to his previous level. Will this help him finally cement his place in the team, or is this just another hope destined to shatter against the wall of club infighting? The De Jong situation is like a soap opera with a bad script. You watch to find out how it ends, but you only expect disappointment from the finale. What do you think Barca will choose? Will they sell him this summer to recoup some value, or risk losing a star for free? Joshua Kimmich. Bayern Munich's ever-present engine, has found himself at the center of transfer rumors linking him to Real Madrid. According to Bild journalist Christian Falk, the German midfielder has indeed been in contact with Los Blancos and views the club as an ideal option for the next stage of his career. The Champions League and all that jazz. After all, who wouldn't want the chance to play at the Santiago Bernabeu? It seems Joshua is serious about this, considering his contract with Bayern expires in just 6 months, and importantly, there's been no obvious progress in negotiations with the Munich club so far. German media outlets insist that contact with Real Madrid has occurred, but the Spanish press, specifically Marca, claims the opposite, stating that Madrid isn't even considering Kimmich. Furthermore, Real Madrid's management reportedly doesn't see the 29-year-old German as an ideal candidate for their long-term project. Turns out, Real Madrid generally prefers younger players, especially given their new stars like Bellingham. Now, let's crunch some numbers for a moment. Kimmich is currently valued at 50 million euros, and we're talking about a potential free transfer. Just imagine, one of the best midfielders in the world simply leaving for free. However, insiders claim Kimmich's family wants to stay in Munich, but Joshua himself, it seems, wants to listen to all offers first, and of course, the usual suspects, Liverpool and Barcelona, enter the fray. After all, where else are free agents discussed if not at these clubs? But let's be honest, this whole negotiation situation feels more like a soap opera. One day, Bayern insists Kimmich is staying. The next Bild reports on his Spanish dreams, and then Marca reassures Real Madrid fans. Who are you supposed to believe? The question remains open, and let's consider for a second. Does Real Madrid even need Kimmich? Considering their current squad, this could very well just be a rumor to hype up the winter transfer window, or perhaps Kimmich's agent is simply trying to leverage a better contract from Bayern. Who knows? What are your thoughts? Where do you think Joshua Kimmich will end up? At Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, or will he stay at Bayern? Share your predictions in the comments and let's discuss. The Catalans are facing a tough choice. Should they keep betting on Robert Lewandowski, who, despite his age, continues to score, or should they start looking for a new striker? Lewandowski, who will turn 37 this summer, remains a key figure in Barca's attack, but time, as we know, spares no one, not even a warrior like Robert. And Barca understands this. Sooner or later, they'll need to find a replacement. The question is, who will become the new king of the attack? Enter Dusan Vlahovic, the Serbian striker from Juventus, who has already been making rounds in transfer rumors for a while now. According to Spanish media, Vlahovic is Barca's #1 target for the summer. The guy is only 24 years old, strong, young, and hungry for goals, everything needed to become Camp Nou's next superstar. But it's not that simple. First, there's competition. Chelsea and Arsenal are also on the hunt. Second, there's the price tag. Juventus bought him for 77 million euros and will clearly want to recoup their investment. Transfermarkt values him at 60 million euros. But we both know that the Bianconeri won't let him go for that amount. And what about Lewandowski? There's intrigue here too. Saudi clubs are already rubbing their hands together, offering him a contract worth 50 million euros per season. 50 million euros for 1 year. Could you say no to that? It seems Robert is starting to think about it as well. However, for now, he remains loyal to Barca and will likely stay until the end of the season. But if Barca decides to cash in on a transfer, Lewandowski might be heading to yet another retirement haven. Sad or perhaps logical. In any case, Barca has a tough puzzle to solve: money, competition, and age. What do you think? Should they take a chance on Vlahovic or stick with Lewandowski until the very end? It seems Ruben Amorim might already regret his decision to take over the club, and honestly, who could blame him? Amorim, who joined Manchester United in November, appears to have been hit with a harsh dose of reality. He was promised a project, but what he got was, well, a financial black hole. According to reports, the Portuguese coach didn't fully grasp the restrictions he'd be working under when signing his contract. And let's be real. Who's going to detail how the club has lost £319 million over 3 years and is being suffocated by financial fair play rules? Not exactly the most exciting part of the Old Trafford tour. Here's the kicker though. The club's management insists they told Amorim everything, like, look, Ruben, the days of spending $2+ million on summer transfers are over. Now it's serious. Sell first. Buy later. Makes sense, right? But then why does he seem so unhappy? Did he think they were joking? Or maybe he was hoping for a miracle in January. Speaking of January, 24th days of the transfer window have already passed. Guess how many players Manchester United have signed? That's right, 0. And this is a squad with plenty of problems, especially in attack. Amorim has openly admitted we don't score enough goals. Well, no kidding, with Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee costing £108.5 million combined. Goals are hardly overflowing, but isn't that a question for the people who signed them? Right now, the club is reportedly interested in Lecce's left-back Patrick Dorgu, and maybe, as the February 3rd deadline approaches, we'll see some movement. But here's the real question, is there even money for that? Even if Alejandro Garnacho gets sold, the funds would likely go toward paying off debts rather than buying new players. So, for any serious squad reinforcements, they'll need either a miracle or some incredibly shrewd deals. Do you believe that's going to happen? Personally, I'm skeptical. Which brings us to the bigger issue. What's next for Amorim? Sure, he's a talented coach with solid ideas, but can he drag the team out of this mess with financial handcuffs and a roster full of issues? A historic run in Europe would be great, but will it be enough to secure his place at Manchester United if things don't improve? Friends, what do you think comes next? Will we see even one new signing in January, or will the club keep sitting on its hands? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Honestly, with this version of United, there's never a dull moment. Martin Zubimendi is the guy running the midfield for Real Sociedad and has already cemented his place in the Spanish national team. And as you might have guessed, Real Madrid themselves have set their sights on him. Yes, the Whites are back in the game. They are like magpies, hoarding everything that glitters, especially if that shiny thing is also Spanish. They say that Zubimendi is Real Madrid's top target for the summer of 2025. Apparently, they've decided to play it safe in case someone else tries to swoop in. Well, who would doubt it? The guy, at just 25, is already playing football that makes veterans grumble with envy. Vision, passing, inch perfect, tackling, like a vice grip. In short, a ready-made engine for the team, who also demonstrates leadership qualities. He's practically a wonder kid, honestly. And here's where it gets really interesting. Rumors are swirling that Xabi Alonso might take over the managerial position at the Bernabeu. Alonso, Real Sociedad legend, Real Madrid legend, and he supposedly already sees Zubimendi in the white shirt. Well, who would doubt it? The connection between them must be cosmic. Can you imagine? Alonso calls Zubimendi and is like, "Martin bro, what are you waiting for? It's time to make a splash at Real Madrid." How can you refuse that? However, Real Sociedad are no pushovers either. Manchester City, it's a pure auction. Arsenal, they say, are ready to cough up those £51 million right now, just to get Zubimendi to join them in winter, but Sociedad have dug their heels in, saying they won't let him go anywhere until the end of the season. City, it seems, are looking for a replacement for Rodri. But for now, they seem to be keeping quiet, and Zubimendi himself, poor guy, is already tired of these rumors. He says he's only thinking about Sociedad, but we know that where there's smoke, there's fire, right? In short, folks, the situation is as tangled as it gets. Zubimendi is hot property and a fierce fight will ensue for him. And who will ultimately be the winner? God only knows, or maybe Florentino Perez. And what do you think? Where will Zubimendi move to? And is he worth that crazy money? Write your opinions in the comments. Let's discuss. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new transfer rumors. Enjoy!